slightly more chilled out day today. However, still plenty to look at. I'm exhausted. It's been a long old morning already. Barely feel like I've slept. First place I want to start this morning, and I hope everyone's alright. I hope everyone's well. We'll do the normal formalities. But the first place, as I say, I want to start this morning is Euro Oz. In fact, actually, bear with me for 2 seconds. Apologies, forgot my coffee. Can't do coffee in charge without coffee, can you? I hope everyone's good. I hope everyone is well. So yeah, first place I want to start is Euro Oz. The reason for this is the fact that we're approaching some pretty decent levels. 153.50 still extremely key, extremely vital. We already know that. So that is something that we need to be very, very mindful and aware of. With any luck, we should see that break at some point. It shouldn't. I can't see that support is what is going to hold. However, what I am very mindful of is the breakout to the upside through here at 154. If we break above 154, I'm pretty certain at that point in time 155 is going to be found. Therefore, obviously, need to be extremely mindful of that. If that happens, then from 154 we will look to take the long up to 155. It makes perfect sense to do that. So why wouldn't we? So we will be mindful of that as we progress throughout today. I just want to pull up the fundamentals for today just to have a look. I don't think, although we do need to be mindful tonight, early hours of the morning, we will see New Zealand interest rate. So that we do need to be extremely mindful of, and we need to watch out for as we progress through today. Apart from the Powell's testimony this afternoon, we don't really have too much going on in the way of fundamentals, which is obviously a good thing. So, pops below 53.50 or pops above 54 are going to lead us into potential positions. Anything either side of those, not overly worth going for at the moment. However, within those realms and within those regions, obviously, we definitely have the potential for positions and trades that we just need to be mindful of and aware of. Euro New Zealand, we have popped back to 66.30, which is what obviously we were talking about yesterday morning, which is obviously a massive thing. That's a big move for us and one that we were potentially looking for as a possible retracement style entry. So we will wait it out. At this point in time, we need to break back below 66.20. Now, the reason for this is obviously as things stand currently, we are making higher highs and higher lows. So we, at the very, very least, need to pop through the bottom. Once we pop through these lows, then obviously we hold a much higher chance of seeing these swings come into play and these new swings start to form. At which point, obviously, we can look to take our positions in and around that area. But until that happens, until we see those swings and those situations come into play in the market, we don't actually have a possible position. So we need to be mindful at the moment. Above 166.40, 166.50, we probably do have longs up to 67. But for all the time that we're chilling around the area that we currently are, we don't actually have positions, so we just need to be mindful of this. Euro CAD. So I just want to flick through everything that we went through yesterday. We can see with dollar CAD and Euro CAD that obviously we've had a fair bit of strength come in on the Euro Open. I think we do just need to wait out and see how the London session opens. I think that will give us a bit of an indication of how we might progress throughout today. This push to the upside is mostly as weakness coming into the Canadian dollar more than it is anything else. So we will just wait and see how things progress. As things stand at the moment, I think this move to the upside and this drive is pretty unwarranted. I can't see that this is sustainable. Looks like we've just had some consolidation. Let's just come to the 4 hours. Let's go back to EuroCAD quickly. That's where we were. Just want to come to the 4 hours and see how we've been moving the momentum around that area. I still like the fact that we're seeing these swings, this lower high. Matches in well with the lower low. Looks like we're just consolidating at the moment. Pops above 53.50, then maybe obviously we'll start to consider the possibility then of longs up to 54.20. But for all the time that we're trading below 53.50 as a minimum, pretty content with sticking on a short bias for now. Probably look to take an entry below 53.10. But we shall see. As I say, this isn't necessarily Euro strength that we're seeing. I think it's more of a case that we are currently witnessing some CAD weakness. Just go back to that Euro New Zealand chart. We can see that certainly around like the Euro Oz, Euro New Zealand, those types of pairs, Pound New Zealand, we're starting to see rejections away. I don't think there's too much weight to be had in EuroCAD longs just yet until that 50 level goes and we start to break back into kind of this little range that we've seen here previously. When we break back up into this area, then we might have something different to think about. But until we get back into that range, there isn't a position on EuroCAD at the moment. I would just wait for 53.20 to go, or even, probably just 53.20 and then look to ride that down as a breakout back to previous lows. Euro Yen. We finally saw a breakout yesterday afternoon of this previous consolidation that we've been in, and we're coming back to retest that area at the moment. Now, it's so awkward with this pair currently because given the fact that we've now seen some support established down here at a previous region through this area, we've established some support down here at the moment, so it would make the most sense to see that support broken before looking to take a potential position. It just doesn't make any sense to take a trade until that level goes now. Now, the flip side of that is the fact that if we take a position from here, let's say we get it at 60, we need around about a 50 pip stop loss to a possible 30 pip first target, and that just makes no sense at all. What we are much better off doing is waiting for 127.20 to go. We can get involved earlier if you want to. If you're more content and risk happy, then that's absolutely fine. But for me personally, and looking forward to the rest of the day and the week, I would be much more content to let 127.20 go before potentially taking a position down to 25.80. Longs, as I say, same as yesterday, breaking above 128.50. Until we break above 128.50, we don't really have a long position. For the time at the moment, this would be the ideal place to see this lower high form before obviously then looking to break and continue this swing. So lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and just seesawing between these situations. So pop down, make a low, pop up, make a high, pop down, make a low, pop up, make a high. You get this situation, you get the scenario. So we just hopefully see that kind of formation, those types of formations play out, giving us opportunities to take additional positions as and when they might present themselves. One pair that I did neglect to really look at too much yesterday was dollar yen. Now, I know that we saw the breakthrough yesterday, obviously still giving further weight to this weak dollar, and what we're seeing now is obviously this push back up and the establishment of a weaker... Oh, do you know what? We'll probably wait this out till 9, but I might take this entry, you know. We'll wait out till 9, but as things stand, I actually really like dollar yen as a potential short entry. I think there seems to be a reasonable amount of weight on that. Get a reasonable stop loss around 40, so yeah, I mean we'll wait and see with that. I mean I'm pretty sure if we drop down we're seeing dollar CAD reject as well. This would be a very good short opportunity. We've seen the breakthrough, come back, retest. Obviously, we're currently rejecting from these previous lows. Come back, retest, reject away. What more could you possibly want? Put yourself in around about a 20 to 30 pips stop loss. Obviously, first target down at 104.50, but certainly scope to go lower than that if we were to break through. There's little to no reason as to why somewhere around 104 wouldn't be possible. Yeah, let's see how we close at 9 o'clock. We'll keep our eyes peeled on this. We're seeing with dollar CAD as well the fact that we still continue with these swings, but we've established this support where we found support yesterday and obviously pushed back to the upside. We're starting to reject, so the pop below, as I say, around about 25.90, 25.80 would give that short position. That would see us past 26 and en route to 124.50 pretty comfortably. I think we're going to get quite a few entries today. Aussie yen. Aussie yen, obviously yesterday we were talking about the potential breakout of the lows at 83. That got tested, acted as support but didn't break through. The fact that we're potentially seeing both euro yen and dollar yen looking at potential short positions, then we might actually be best served re-alerting that level at 83 and seeing how things progress around that zone. See if we can break out. If we break out from 83, then we're pretty much set to come back down to 82.40. I'm pretty sure that's likely to happen given the move and the consolidation that we've found. However, we've already seen push up not really come back to retest at all. Push up not really come back to retest at all. Push up. So there's still certainly weight above 83.50, much like there was yesterday, for the potential for Aussie yen to kick on. If Aussie yen goes, then I would very much expect Euro Oz to go. What's Euro CAD looking like? And what's Euro New Zealand looking like? You see Euro New Zealand rejecting hard now, so pops back below 66.10, 66.20, and we've certainly got confirmation for a short position there. But yeah, back to Aussie yen. If we break back above 83.50, then I would certainly expect Euro Oz to go. And if we break back below 83, then I'm pretty sure we would see dollar yen go. Although I'm sure we're probably going to see that anyway. See how Aussie Swiss fared. We didn't really do much yesterday. Obviously, we were talking yesterday morning around this region, which we've seen a slight push up from. It was all surrounding 70.50 yesterday. We never saw that pull back to that region. We just rejected our market open. Saw that push to the upside, but we have now started to establish around this 71.10, 71.20 region that we were talking about as a potential entry for a continuation. So we will see if a price stalls around this area. Again, we've just seen a little flood of orders come into the market upon the European Open, so I would expect a flood on London Open, and then obviously we shall see where we go from there. But as things stand, I think above 71.20 would make a lot of sense when it comes to potential long continuations, or this could be the catalyst for the push back to 70.50. Not interested in taking this short. Wouldn't take a short until 70.50 is broken. At the moment, I'm just firmly focused on getting the best possible long entry. GN came back, retested the level that we highlighted yesterday. So we fire back into 92.80, and obviously we are rejecting away from that level. We see how this closes. If we can get a similar situation to Euro New Zealand, where we can get below the lows, I'd be fairly comfortable to take a short position on this. We've got 50 pips down to 191.90 or 192. Actually, to be fair, I wouldn't be, because we would need to get below 92.20 and then into the previous resistance / support at 92 makes very little sense. Get below 192 and I'll probably look to take a position down to 191 though. So that's the area to be mindful of at the moment. Given the fact that we've seen this rejection now, I'm not comfortable taking longs until 93.20 goes. If we can stay below that level and we get down to 92.20, pretty sure from 92.20 or below 92.20, we should see the break of 92 come again. And that will probably give us a short entry down to 191. Gold, we were talking yesterday about the possibility to break back above 1795 and for that to fire up to 1809. That obviously happened. Well done to anyone that took it. I didn't. Missed the potential entry that I would have wanted to take, which was the retest through here. So left about 120 pips on the table. A simple kind of 2.5, 3 to 1 position, but so be it. What we're seeing now, obviously, if we can get this engulfing close, and this ties in quite nicely with the dollar CAD and also dollar yen positions that we're potentially looking at, would be gold back up further in the longs. Just gonna try and move this ray over, see if we can find an upside target to begin with. I think this area makes the most sense at the moment, so 129 would, because what's that? That's, I mean, it's still 70 pips, but I do believe if that's the more likely scenario, is that 118.29 comes into play. So if we get the engulfing candle here, then obviously there is definitely the potential for that long up to 18.29 or 18.30. I actually really quite like that position, and it ties in quite well with dollar yen, dollar CAD positions that we are also keeping an eye on. So yeah, let's watch those out and see what happens. But as I say, there's not really much going on in the way of fundamentals until we see the Fed speech later on this afternoon, the Fed Chair Powell's testimony, and then I think there might be a CAD speech this evening. The real thing to be mindful of at the moment is obviously going into tomorrow morning, so the very early hours, a little bit past midnight, when we start to see the New Zealand rate decision, press conference, monetary statement. Those are what we need to be very mindful of. But yeah, not too much, as I say, to go through. We're just running through those key points. Gold, if we can get engulfing candles around gold, dollar CAD and dollar yen at the moment, I'd be very content to take potential short positions away. Euro Oz below 53.50. Euro New Zealand, probably going to get an entry on in just a moment as well. Pound New Zealand, not so sure at the moment. But yeah, I've got to go and write some positions up because I'm going to have to send some trades out. But yeah, there's a lot presenting itself at the moment, so well worth keeping an eye on this morning. Hope everyone has a decent day, whatever you're up to. I will be around, and I'm going to start being a little bit more active on social media today. So I will catch up with everybody a little